What's up, YouTube? Eric here with driverlineup.com, world's okayest steering wheel holder. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our channel. We do a video every day, sometimes 2 days, sometimes we miss a day, but we're at like 350 videos or something like that. Almost a year on YouTube. So team truck here, building a private fleet, have our second truck coming next month with Prime Inc. So make sure you subscribe, don't miss out on anything. In this video, I'm going to give you guys a tour of the interior of the Peterbilt 579 Ultraloft as spec'd by Prime, and just kind of show you the changes. This is the new body style. There are some differences. I want to walk you through some of those. This video will only be the interior of the truck. The exterior, hopefully I can do tomorrow or the next day and get that up, but I wanted to go ahead and film this before we move all of our stuff in here. Just kind of walk you through it all and let you see it. Love to know your thoughts and comments. We'll be back with you here in just a second once I switch up the camera. Alright guys, so it is hot as F. So you're gonna have to deal with my APU running and the AC cranked all the way up because it is freaking hot. But as you can see, I'm sitting at Prime outside the tractor shop. Got a couple things I need to get dealt with. But anyway, I wanted to kind of get you this first angle. Now I'm gonna do a separate video on the new dash, the digital dash that comes in the new body style Peterbilt 579 Ultraloft 2022, because quite frankly I still got to figure it out. It's a lot different, so I'm still working my way through it, but it's really nice from what I can see. I really dig it. I just need to figure out how to customize it and do a few things there. One big difference though, and the reason I set up this angle is because, let me see if I can tilt this a little bit forward. You'll notice your code knob, which you used to use to put in your code, used to be right here or somewhere in here. That knob that doesn't exist anymore. So there's no longer a little turn knob to enter your 4-digit code to get the truck to start. And that would also be used to navigate a few menu items, and it had a back button and things like that. That's no longer there. Now all of that's done in the digital dash using this little wheel right here. Sorry, I'm looking at my screen at the frame, which I hate doing. I want to look right here to talk to you guys, but I'm making sure I'm seeing the right thing. Anyway, this little, it's got a little tiny wheel right here and a little back button. Now, this is one of the things that I like the idea. I like that it's controlled up here and with this little button. I like the concept. The problem that I'm having is even the old wheel right here already took a lot longer than the Freightliner. Freightliner just had a little buttons, you click 4 of them and you go. The wheel already took a lot longer. This takes even longer because when you go to the start position and then you turn the key to give you that code screen, it has to wait on some software. There's a little bit of lag, so you can't even start entering the code. Like, you're entering the code even later than you would with the little turn wheel. Maybe it's just something that I'm just going to get quicker at, or the truck gets quicker. I don't know. It just feels like it takes even longer than the wheel did. Another thing that it's kind of agitating me a little bit is that when I'm turning the wheel. Now, hopefully when I get there's one on both sides actually too. This one's got there's a little knob over here. So there's actually, there's 2 little wheels and they protrude out. So when I'm turning the wheel, I'm finding my hands are catching on these and turning these, which adjusts and changes things in the dash. That's annoying the hell out of me. I'm hoping when I get a nice big steering wheel cover, which we had in our last truck, that it brings my hands up further away from the wheel, that where I'm, when I'm steering and turning the wheel, I'm not hitting these little knobs, because that's happening. And I've only been driving this truck around the yard today, and that's already happened several times. So, but outside of that, I love the functionality. You've got a lot more options here on both sides, and a lot more options in the digital dash. Really like that. The concept behind a lot of it's really strong. I'm just either going to have to get used to it or figure out ways to work around it, because some of it's a little laborious, and these things stick out, and they your hand just hit them whenever you're steering. But I'll do a whole separate video on the dash once I figure it out, once I learn my way around it, and we'll do one just focused on the dash. But that's really kind of the big difference here, is just your code knob. As you can see here, this system's all the same. This system sucks, by the way, you guys. This is Android, I believe, and it's terrible. It is just terrible, but it is what it is. Maybe I'll get a different system in it eventually. I don't know. It is what it is. I think that's about it. Another thing I want to point out, this to me makes zero sense whatsoever. I don't get it. Your load scale for the truck is way the hell down here. You literally can't even see it if you're sitting behind the wheel. So in the old trucks, you can't see right now where the camera is, but it was way over here by the air brake knobs. Or when I say old, the 2021 2120 19, I think, and the old body style 2022s, your scale gauge, your weigh right or whatever it's called, load scale gauge, was over here by the brake knobs. So when you were adjusting the trailer tandems, you could just kind of glance over and see where it was. Now it's right next to the steering column, and I can't see it without leaning my body all the way to the right of the wheel. That to me is completely stupid. I mean, it's just, it's one of those things. Fine, I'll adjust to it, and I'll get used to it, but just really stupid. What a dumb placement for it, man. That's all I'm saying. But those are kind of, to me, the two big things that have changed over here on this side. Is your knob's gone here for the code, and now your little load scale thing, where the hell is, I'm pointing at the wrong place, is way down under there where you cannot see it without leaning way over here to the right. That's the big changes there. A couple more coming up. Be right back. All right, now this is a big one for me, you guys. Big one. I've talked about this before. This is a big one. But before I get to it, I want to show you guys. Now, some of you might have trucks with this. Our last truck did not have this nice dark wood finish that was this wide. It just had little smaller wood finishes. This one has the dark wood all the way across, and it looks really nice. It goes all the way across, and it goes into the door. Really nice dark wood. I did not custom order that. I didn't have any choice or option in that, but I really like it. I like it so much better. And I liked it in the last truck with just a nice little strip of wood. Having that big piece right there in the darker finish is really nice. And I want to show you guys my knobs. Now, I want to get some different ones. These are not necessarily the ones that we love, but I had to get these much bigger brake knobs, because the little flat plastic ones, Jenna's fingers, they would just pop her fingers or snap at her fingers every time she popped it. She has little hands, and she just couldn't. When we had a trailer, when this one would snap out, it would pop the hell out of her hands. And honestly, it's got me a couple times too, and I've got pretty strong hands. So this, I think, is really going to help. I've already popped it a few times today, and it's so much different. So you can get these online, or you can get them at Iowa 80. There's a couple other truck stops that you can find these. They're about between $40 and $60 a piece, but they're really well built. Much better than the old plastic brake knobs. Really love it. But here's the big thing, you guys. This is like game changing for me. All you Peterbilt drivers out there that have those floppy, flimsy, moving part cup holders that are complete garbage, this is the game changer, you guys. Look at that. Game changer. Fixed. Sorry guys, I got this cord. I haven't gotten all these cords out of the way. Jen will get in here and make everything nice and spiffy. But anyway, look at that. Really well designed. I love this. Those old cup holders were complete horseshit. And there's a little piece of trash in there. This right here is just game changing for me. Very well built, very sturdy, very well thought out. Because it's got the curve here, it doesn't get in my way. And I'm a pretty big dude. I'm 6'2", and a half, somewhere in there, 6'2". And my legs don't touch this getting in or out or going into the back. Really well designed. There's plenty of room underneath it. So while it kind of sticks out here, you actually have a good amount of room. This side over here curves even more to make it easier to come through here from the passenger side. They're pretty good size too. They're not quite as wide as those old shitty plastic ones. But just really sturdy and really nice. I mean, all this is just one fixed piece, no moving parts. Still has the 2 cigarette adapters there. Really, really love it. Excellent work, Peterbilt. Thank you. All right, now on this little piece, you smokers are gonna love this. And I don't smoke, but I vape, so this is a big deal to me too. For whatever reason, Peterbilt has not seen it necessary to allow you to roll the window down on either side, passenger or driver side, with the key in the auxiliary position, which meant that if you wanted to come up here and vape or smoke or whatever, crack your window, or if your APU's running and someone just walks up to your window and wants to have a chat with you, you have to turn your key all the way to the safe start position, which shuts your APU off, which means if it's in the winter or in the summer, that kills your AC or your heater, your bunk heater. And just to go to the safe start or on position, whatever you want to call it, and crack your window, then you go back to auxiliary, wait for your AP to fire back up, your HVAC, all that stuff to fire back up. Then when you're done smoking or vaping or talking or whatever, back to the on position, just to roll your window back up, and then back to it, which is again going to kill your APU, and then back to the auxiliary position so that your APU can start back up. It was absolutely ridiculous. I think, I don't really know why they did it. It was absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, my key is in the auxiliary position, and look at this, guys. Now, you Freightliner drivers and international drivers, you're going to be like, why is this such a big deal? Look, to us Peterbilt drivers, it's a big deal. Peterbilt's kind of like the Apple of trucks, you know, where it's like the whole user community is like, hey, can we please have this? And they're like, no, because that's not good for you. Well, finally, Peterbilt got in their heads that the damn windows need to be able to be rolled up or down with just the APU running and the key in the auxiliary position. And that is something that was brought into play in the new Peterbilt. So good news for all you smokers and vapors. You can now control your windows without killing your APU. All right, so one other thing up front. Now I'm gonna do this in my exterior review as well. I'm gonna talk about this, but because it's something you can see from the interior, this to me is really pretty badass. At first I was like, well, that's weird, but I understand why now. I want you to watch that mirror as I open the door. You notice that? The mirror does not move because the mirror is not attached to the door. Look at that. The mirror is attached in front of the door, which means that if you're parked next to a truck that its mirror's right there or right in front, you no longer have the concern of opening your door and having your mirror hit that mirror or something else that's parked right there. That mirror doesn't move when you're parked and you open your door, close your door. The mirror is no longer attached to the door, which is kind of neat. Anyway, want to get on to some other things. There's not a whole lot else that's changed in the front. I'm going to show it up here just for people who don't know what it looks like in a Peterbilt. Shelving's all pretty much the same. You do not have a lot of room up here, guys, compared to a Freightliner Cascadia. It just is what it is. I mean, you kind of learn to make it work. What Jen and I do is we have these little plastic kind of like baskets that sit here, and stuff can go inside of those, because this little lip just doesn't really hold a lot, and these aren't very deep either. It's got a CB cabinet. If any of you ever wonder how you do it, this entire plate right here pops off right here, and that's how you can easily install your CB and get all your wires taken care of. Tire minder is still, TPMS monitoring system is still up here. Got that over here. Again, these little cabinets are just dog shit. It actually looks deeper than it is in this frame, but this is not. When you're used to the Cascadia's cabinets up here, it's just not a whole lot of room. Those just don't go very deep. So that's pretty much it in the cabs. Now, we did go with the factory sorry, my floor's so dirty. I've been in and out of here all day. Just signed a lease on this, so we don't have our Peterbilt mats in here. Jenna just washed those, so it's dirty. But these are the factory seats that just came with the truck. We didn't do any upgrades on the seats, and the reason is that we're going to be buying our own seats externally. I want very nice, very comfortable seats, but I want them on my own terms. I don't want to just buy something without, I mean, if you're going to spend thousands of dollars on chairs, you need to be able to see them and test them and feel them and know that that's a good investment and that's what you want. Just going on a website and saying, oh yeah, that sounds really great, and ordering it, and spending thousands of dollars for seats is just not, I ain't down with that. So we're going to be buying our own independently when we've found the ones we think we want already. So it's just a matter of just getting around to getting those purchased and installed. But we just went with the factory seats, which quite frankly are not terrible. They're all cloth. They're not extremely comfortable. They're not terrible. I don't really mind them that much. I just want something a lot more comfortable. But anyway, that is the front area of the 2022 new body style Peterbilt 579. If you have any questions about it up front here, please don't hesitate to ask in the comments below. We'll get to the sleeper now. All right, again, it's going to be pretty noisy because I got the AC just cranked up right now because it is just so hot. But I've seen some questions on the carpet. You can custom order carpet that I believe comes all the way up. If you don't, the truck already comes with this. It's kind of lifted up because I took the plastic off, but it comes with this removable little carpet rug right here in the back. That's a default factory thing that's spec'd with Prime. It's pretty nice and handy, actually. I really like it. And I think that you can third party buy some different colors and different textures and things like that. But it does come with that default. So if you don't pay all the money when you're ordering a truck through Prime to have carpet come all the way up, which I wouldn't want, we actually put a rug right here, and then we have really expensive, nice Peterbilt floor mats that go up there. But this does come with the truck by default if you don't order anything extra in it. Over here is, of course, the dreaded refrigerator cabinet that everybody hates with Peterbilt. We make it work, to be honest with you. Would we rather have a larger refrigerator? Of course. But the refrigerator that you buy for this is a very high quality refrigerator versus the shitty ones we had in our Freightliner that just don't last very long. So that we appreciate. The refrigerator that goes in here works very, very well. At least ours has. So we'll be putting that in, and just don't really get any more options other than that right there for your refrigerator. It's got a cabinet down here below, which is kind of, you know, not anything crazy, but we keep like drinks and stuff in there. And just move those to the refrigerator as needed. Your coat closet, I have no idea what all that is. Dust and dirt, gotta clean that out. Anyway, your coat closet right there, which we actually put a shelf in, like a plastic shelf, because who needs it? It's not like we're going to business meetings and need suits. Got a nice little mirror there on the inside of the door and a little pocket right there. Over on this side, you've got your microwave area. Jenna and I are actually not going to be taking a microwave with us this time. We have a really nice microwave, but truth be told, we just don't use it. We're doing cachava, which is like a smoothie shake, and then we're doing Huel meals, which are just add water, very healthy, very nutritious meals, and we're trying to be really good with that. So our microwave kind of just became storage. So we're going to be doing something else here as far as storage, but it is a nice spot for a microwave. You can strap it down. You've got your power supply back there in the back. So that'll be where your microwave would go. On the bed, now I don't have the top bunk unfolded yet, but if you haven't seen it yet, I mean, all you P drivers, you know the game here. If you haven't seen it yet, this is the way it looks with the bed folded up. It gives you substantially more headroom if you're solo. And also a lot of drivers I've seen just leave it up like this, take the mattress out, and then they've got all that storage area back there that's really well protected. And this just acts as a giant lip. The mattress that's up there is folded in half. So when you fold this down, the mattress comes unfolded, and it's, by the way, some say that they don't see how that can be comfortable. That mattress up there is way more comfortable than the one that comes in the Freightliner. You got two really nice speakers up there in the top. And then this is a really big thing, you guys, that I love, is look at those two vents. See those two vents? Love that so much more than the Freightliner. The Freightliner had this shitty little vent right here that did absolutely nothing to ventilate and circulate the air up there. This has two vents up top in the Peterbilt, and this is not a new thing with this model. R21 had that as well, but the same air circulation that's available downstairs is available upstairs. It does a much better job of cooling that up there. Of course, you got good windows up there. We've got some leather covers that'll go up there, obviously in the package, so I haven't opened those yet. Downstairs, you've got, of course, your Peterbilt door. I think there's an option you can pay for to get the door on both sides. Let me move this out of the way. You can get that door on both sides. It has a little door underneath that window right there. I'm not 100% certain if that's an option, but I think it's an option to get the full door on both sides. We use this door all the time. We store jugs of water, some tools, although I have the step box outside. When we go get groceries, all the groceries come in through this door. It's just much better than, much easier to pass it through that way than to go through the front doors. And also in this truck, we've got the two-tone of the leather back here, which we didn't have in our last truck. It was all this color. So it's kind of a nice touch having all that. Over here, you've got your APU controls, your temperature controls for when the truck is moving, so you can kind of still control all your stuff back here while the truck is moving and it's running off the engine AC. You've got some your lights. You can lock the doors back here. Basic stuff. You've got two drink holders right here, which is really nice. You've got some power supply, two of them right here, a really nice pocket back here, and over here we've got a little door that opens up, and we've got a little shelving system right there. Down below you've got the desk that comes out. I haven't taken the top off of this, but this opens up and you've got some good space underneath there. So it's really nice. And below that you got another door with they for some reason, and I'm happy they do, they come with these plastic totes. Both our Peterbilts came with these plastic totes, which is really nice, and a shelf down in the bottom. So that hasn't really changed. One thing Prime is doing now, and this started I think 2 weeks ago, is now they're coming, every new truck with Prime comes standard with the 2000 watt inverter, which is super nice. Real quick, I want to show you guys up top. These cubbies up here, really nice. So go all the way to the ceiling. This provides a lot of space up here. In this side, we keep Remy's food. She's got a big plastic tub of her food, her balls for when she wants to go play. A couple cans of her food, and a few other things over on this side. I usually sleep up top when we're parked because Remy likes to sleep in a downstairs bed. So it's kind of a mess right now. But up here, this is a super, for if you got a student or something, this is really nice. You've got this spot over here that holds some phones and GoPros, things like that. There's a cup holder. There is a power supply over here. And then you've got this whole big pocket with it's really deep right here, so that this stuff doesn't fall out when a truck is moving. It's a really nice cubby. So, but like I said, mostly everything back here is pretty much exactly the same. So your Peterbilt drivers aren't seeing anything new. This is more for those who haven't driven a Peterbilt. The bed, of course, is bigger. I'm not sure of the exact dimensions. But it is a bigger bed. And another thing I like is down here on the end, you've got nice big storage pockets right there that come in handy. We put a lot of very useful stuff that we use a lot down there in those. And then these trucks with Prime, the Peterbilts come pre-installed with a TV attachment, whatever you want to call that, fixture. That way you don't have to go to the detail shop and have holes drilled in right here or somewhere else. If you have a small TV, you can attach it directly to this, or you can get your TV arm mount and attach the mount to this, and it's already ready to go, so you don't have to have new holes drilled. That's pretty much about it. You got good lighting up there. So let me turn these lights on. I did not do the upgraded lighting package because I have no complaints about the lighting package. It's already in here. I love it. It's great. Don't need anything else. So I did not get an upgrade on that. One thing I did do is pay the $60 for the thicker. It is a little bit thicker. I think it's this one. Yeah, it is this one. This right here is a little bit thicker, kind of like insulation layer that you can put over that door right there. And there's one for that side too. It's not a whole lot thicker, but it's just enough that I think it'll make a difference. That was one of the upgrades that I did back here. Under the bunk, I'm not really gonna, maybe I'll show you guys a video in a later video. It does have less room underneath there than the Freightliner, but quite frankly, I think it's plenty. But I also have a step box outside that takes a lot. It has a lot of storage. There's an amazing sub underneath the bed that comes default in all the Peterbilts, as Prime has them spec'd. That thing hits, man. If you're back here trying to sleep with some good music rolling, you're gonna feel it through that bed. That sub is awesome. So I think that covers the sleeper. I'll be right back with you here in just a second. All right, guys. So I think I'll probably do more videos in here, just showing you guys some various things in the future of how we have things set up. At some point, I don't know what, but this is kind of just a hybrid to give you guys a look inside. I mean, there's not, as you existing Peterbilt owners know, especially those of you who had a 579s before this body style, there's really nothing that's changed from the seats back. Everything is exactly the same. The only things that have really changed in the sleeper or inside the truck are the cup holders. The security code knob is gone. They moved where the little weigh, whatever you want to call it, the weigh scale gauge, they moved that. All the knobs are pretty much in the same location, or your switches rather. I don't notice any switches in different locations. Your headlights are in the same location. The vents are a little bit different. Instead of having two in the middle, it's got one in the middle, one right there, one over here, and then over here it has two. It still has the desk over here. So there's just, some little changes there, and but the cup holders is the cup holder is probably the biggest deal to me in here, because those cup holders just drove me up the freaking wall. They were the most useless garbage cup holders. Another thing that I was told is that the steering column in these models no longer shakes under load the way that they did in the 21s. I hope that's true. I don't know if that's true. We'll see when we get out there on a load. Sure hope so. And then of course, the digital dash is a big change inside. There's certainly some changes outside. Oh, and the mirror is not attached to the door. Certainly some changes outside, but we'll get to those in tomorrow or the next day. I think my truck is going to be used to show the Peterbilt tour for Prime, and I think Van's going to come film that possibly tomorrow, maybe. No guarantees that they're going to use my truck. I was asked today, hey, can we use your truck if it's possible to make it happen? So Prime may be showing a full tour with Van, the Peterbilt rep of this truck, tomorrow. So you'll definitely want to watch their channel for that as well, just in case it does happen. But anyway, that's the interior of our brand new 2022 new body style Peterbilt 579 Ultraloft. Couple little quirks and things that I'm not entirely sure about, some things that I'm very happy about, but overall I love this truck. I'm very excited about it. I'm ready to run in it, and I think it's great. Super comfortable, super elegant, classy. Really excited about it, and so happy that it's finally here. So all right guys, let me know if you have questions. You can drop them down in the comments below. Outside of that, be safe, make good decisions, and as always, drive to thrive. I will talk to you soon.